Here's what I can tell you specifically about the impact of no LeBron. And I try to make this point because I think it's important. I think people are all over the place on LeBron. Let me tell you. I think there's some people that are. I'll give you all the emotions and the feelings that I get from Laker fans when it comes to LeBron. I get the, oh my God, I can't believe we're spending 50 plus million. I saw something today that was 60 million. They were throwing Bronny's contract into LeBron as well. You can't have 60 million of your payroll be taken seriously if they're going to these two guys. Obviously, LeBron taking 50 and change. I got other people saying, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Lakers look like without LeBron. I got other people saying, they just got no shot without LeBron. You got to have LeBron in that lineup. I got other people saying they should trade LeBron. I got other people saying, will the Lakers buy him out? I got other people saying, why did the Lakers give him another year? Everyone's all over the place on LeBron. Okay? I'll tell you the only thing people should pay attention to with LeBron for now. For now, the only thing you should be paying attention to is when's LeBron coming back? Because if the Lakers are going to have success this season and they're going to have any shot of competing in the Western Conference, and you want to see Luka Doncic be an MVP type of player this season, and they want to be a top 5 seed in the Western Conference, and you want to see Austin Reeves be the best version of himself, and you want to see DeAndre Ayton be the best version of himself, the only shot the Lakers have is with LeBron. So I don't think people need to jump to next year because we're not at next year. We're at today. I don't think people need to jump to the trade deadline. I don't think they need to jump to who's going to be the next superstar that comes to the Lakers. If the Lakers have any shot of competing this year, LeBron's got to be in the lineup. When I was doing the show yesterday, I was doing the post-game show. And I'm doing it from the arena. And it was kind of funny. Me and another guy were kind of competing here. There was a guy over to my left that was there from covering the Golden State Warriors. And he might have been, I couldn't tell, is it radio, podcast, I'm not, maybe both, whatever the case is. So he's doing like a post-game Warriors show. And I think there's somebody in studio. He was talking to somebody else. And when I finished the show and I was wrapping up, I'm listening to him. And he just said, and it kind of hit me. And, I don't know why it hit me, but it did. But he just said something to the effect of, they don't have enough talent. And they're going to have a lot of games like this until LeBron comes back. And I'm listening to him and I'm like, all right, let me kind of keep listening. And the point that he was trying to make, and this is a Golden State Warrior fan, and this is a Warrior, obviously somebody breaking it down from a Warriors perspective, but he just kept saying, he's like, yeah, I'm watching the game. How are they going to hang with the Warriors when LeBron's sitting on the sidelines? I really, really think there is not a benefit to talking about what the Lakers are going to be a year from now. I don't think there's a benefit to talking about what the Lakers are going to be without LeBron, or if this is final year of the Lakers. I just don't think there's a benefit. There's a time and place for it. I just don't think it's today. What I saw yesterday, and I couldn't agree more with the dude that was doing the Warriors post game yesterday. I couldn't agree more with him. They just don't have enough talent. Think about the names that we're mentioning that the Lakers are going to depend on until LeBron comes back. Can Ayton really be depended on night in and night out? Yet to be seen. Can you depend on Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and Jared Vanderbilt night in and night out? The answer is no, you cannot. When LeBron does come back, and the hope is obviously he is healthy, and if it's mid-November or whatever the case is, all of a sudden that makes everybody's life on that roster easier, including JJ Redick. And I'm not even here to tell you that LeBron is the savior, but what I'm telling you is this team can't truly do anything without LeBron. Just like if Luka was out, just like if, what's kind of crazy about this, but last year they didn't have a big and they had LeBron and Luka and it still didn't matter. So they're going to need a lot of pieces to obviously fit in place. They're going to need a lot of pieces to be impactful, but you cannot be missing LeBron and think like, no big deal. Yeah. Luka's going to cook. Luka's going to cook. They're still going to lose. So that was my observation in regards to no LeBron. Now, the part about the body language and everything else, let me see here. Let's get a couple of these. The team is not built to make up ground in the standings, and they'll have to make up ground when Braun returns, if Braun decides to return. Braun will return. I want to go back to what people were saying about LeBron. Give me 1 second. It says LeBron was looking like he was at a funeral, not at opening night game. Camera shots showed, this is what I was saying about, what people were talking about LeBron. Camera shots showed LeBron looking disengaged. Okay. Let's see more here of just, again, I'm trying to figure out what the interpretation was of LeBron, that he wasn't very vocal, this and everything else. He and Bronny were exactly that. Stoic, disengaged, huge diva vibe. Yeah, he didn't look like he was having a great time, but I chalked it up as bad timing for the camera. I will say, if there's something to make of that, that's kind of going to be the season, right? That whatever LeBron does, oh my gosh, what does this mean? Oh my gosh, what does that mean? That's going to be the season. Tomorrow, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show. I'm going to have Dave McMenamin's going to join the show. And, having Dave on, somebody that, obviously has covered LeBron for a long time, he's been asking some very interesting and I think questions that a lot of people want to know in regards to LeBron's future. He's asked over some of the pressers early on, get his opinion if he, noticed anything from regards to that. LeBron not cheering or being mad at the game shows you how much he is invested in this team. Listen, none of us can read into anything, but this is what's going to happen. Everybody's going to try to read into everything. I mean, if I'm being honest, makes for a good podcast topic. Let's get another one in here. I'm not going to keep saying this. The Lakers should trade for Kuminga now while his value is low, and the Warriors want to trade. By the end of the year, his price is going to go up. Kuminga had a nice night last night. Super aggressive, very engaged, and I do think they're going to end up trading him. Those negotiations in the offseason, the fact that if he does get traded, the contract that they have, they can rip up that contract. I think it's just a matter of time until they do trade him. I don't think it's going to be with the Lakers. I don't. All right, let's get some more comments, a little bit more from what everybody was saying in regards to kind of my thoughts in regards to you just can't win without LeBron. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to you, Raider Rubin. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you being in here. That's bullshit, Slee. I don't even know which comment I made that was bullshit. I'm not 100% sure, but I do appreciate your passion. Sorry, Slee, disagree with you. If LeBron is going to be there, then support the freaking team. Well, I don't think our argument was, my conversation wasn't he needs to be more engaged. That's not my conversation. My conversation is everyone's all over the place and has an opinion on LeBron, and the only opinion that really matters is the Lakers need LeBron. They need him this year. I don't know if he's going to play after this season. But if anyone's making an argument that they don't need LeBron, he's under contract. They need LeBron. Okay, maybe he's not still top 10 player in the league. Let's just say he's top 20 in the league. Do you need a top 20 player on your roster to be there every night? Of course they do. All right, let's keep going here. All All right, let's get this one. Don't know if anyone, by the way, I really try to emphasize this. I got no problem when people disagree. So I think there's it's actually a healthy conversation. If you genuinely disagree with me on something, just put it in the chat. We'll have that conversation. We'll try to go back and forth. Sometimes I miss you guys can see all the comments that are coming in. So sometimes it's a little bit more difficult for me to see them. Don't know if anyone knows the difficulty with sciatica, but that's a hell of a problem that can go up and down. It's a nagging and painful issue once it once it rears its ugly head. I actually, and this is maybe just me, but I didn't know NBA players like that's the thing. And maybe this just kind of shows LeBron's age. All right, let's go towards the bottom here because there's no way I'm going to be able to catch up with everything. All the LeBron attention and anger should be directed towards Rob Pelinka and JJ to an extent. Some Laker fans are sick of him not winning nothing with him anyway. Oh, I don't think some. I think there's a lot of Laker fans and NBA fans that are sick of him. I do believe that. I could tell you that firsthand. I got a lot of people over, especially over the last year that's like, when LeBron retires, I'm going to watch the Lakers again. Honestly, I've got a lot of people that said that to me. Strangers and people that I know. So I don't think that's the most uncommon thing right there. Thank you very much for watching the clip. Just want to give a shout out here to one of our partners, the Wallace Firm. They are official injury attorney of the Sliwa Show and Hoops Talk, the entire channel. If you are ever in a need, and I hope you're not, but some type of serious injury with yourself or a family member of yours, I would like to personally help you by introducing you to the best in the business, Brad Wallace and the Wallace Firm. Also got a URL out here that you can use as well. Just go to wallacewins.com/Sliwa. Thank you for their partnership, and thank you for being a part of the Sliwa Show.